everyone, this is Akang Suman here. Now we are going to start the discussion on the next topic, that is the minimum number of teeth required on the pinion in order to avoid interference. Okay. So before we start the discussion on that topic, we already discussed the what is interference. Interference means there is the involute non-involute connection. Okay. So when there is a tip of the pinion, it will touch the plain portion of the gear, that would be the interference basically. And the one more thing, the law of gearing should be satisfied. Law of gearing says that line of action must pass through the pitch point or the fixed point, and it is tangent to the both base circles of the gear and the pinion. Okay, that is what about the interference. So we need to be, and then we have discussed the method to prevent interference. Okay, in method to prevent interference, we have covered four methods to prevent interference. The first is undercutting process. The second is stopping the tooth. The third is increase in the pressure angle. The fourth is increase the number of teeth. The fourth method to prevent interference, that is the increment in the number of teeth. That means you can increase the number of teeth, okay, up to any limit. There is no limit for increment in the number of teeth. So as you increase the number of limit, the interference will decrease. But if you increase the number of limit in a uncertain, how much of the teeth should be there in the pinion and the gear, that we have to understand, that we need to know, because we cannot put thousands number of teeth in the gear. There is no use of it. That means there is a increment in the cost. Okay, you have to make pinion will bigger and the gear will be bigger. Then if you increase the number of size, that means the more material is required. Okay, so we want to minimize our cost also. That is our important factor. As you increases the number of teeth, also will be cost will increase. So we just want to increase the number of teeth up to a level where interference will be avoided. Okay, so what is the minimum number of teeth required on the pinion in order to avoid interference, that we need to understand, that we are going to discuss here. Because our intention is just to avoid the interference, not to increase the number of teeth. Our intention is just to avoid the interference. So we will increase the number of teeth on the pinion and the gear up to a level where interference will be avoided. Okay, so what is the minimum number of teeth to avoid interference, that we are going to calculate. So we are talking about the pinion. Here you can see this is a discussion will be on the pinion, and then we will do discussion on the gear. So we all know that the pitch circle of the gear, that is like that, and pitch circle is an important circle, and we all know pitch circle is the biggest circle of the gear, and it is important because the size of the gear is specified by the diameter of the pitch circle. Okay, that is a rough diagram. So, and this is the common tangent. Common tangent is here. Okay, this is basically a common tangent, and you can draw the addendum circle also. So this is the addendum circle for the base, for the gear as well as pinion. But we are discussing on the pinion. So we are just drawing the, so this is the addendum circle of the pinion and the pitch circle for gear and the pinion. This is gear. Okay, this is center O1 and this is center O2. Okay, now we have to draw the base circle, and base circle is like that, and here is the base circle for the, that is a rough diagram. Okay, so see, we all know that a line of action must pass through the pitch point, and this is the pitch point. Okay, so line of action I'm going to draw like that. Okay, it is passing through the pitch point. Here you can see I'm just redrawing the base circle. So law of gearing must be satisfied. Okay, law of gearing must be satisfied. So that is the line of action that is tangent to the base circle, that is the base circle for the pinion. Okay, now see here, this is point P and we are finding out the minimum number of teeth, and we all know that interference will occur as the tip of the pinion will touch the non-involute portion of the gear. That means last safety point is M and the last safety point is N. These two are the last safety point. Okay, so if I say that radius of addendum circle for pinion, radius of addendum circle of pinion is greater than O2M, then we will say this is the interference. Yes or no? We have discussed the interference topic, in which we have seen that as you increase the O2M greater than, sorry, RA is greater than O2M. RA is the addendum radius for pinion, O2M, then interference will occur. Okay, so we are considering O2M, RA. Okay, that is the last safety point. Okay, now there is a triangle, you can see here there is a triangle. I'm just going to draw the triangle. That is, one triangle is this, this is the triangle that I'm going to consider. That means O2PM, triangle O2PM. What you can see in the triangle O2PM, that is small r, that is a radius of the pitch circle radius of the pinion, that is R. Okay, and we all know that the pressure angle is the angle between the common tangent and the line of action. This is basically the line of action. So here that will be the phi, that is denoted as the pressure angle. Okay, now see here, this is 90 degree, this is 90 degree. Yes or no? So if I draw the perpendicular to that, if I draw perpendicular to that, and this is a phi and this is 90 and this total is 180, so it would be what, 90 minus phi? Yes or no? If this is 90 minus phi, that would be phi, that would consider as phi. Now see here, this is completely 90 degree angle. So what is the total angle here? Because we are talking about O2PM. This is P and this is M. So in triangle O2PM, I can write the triangle, I can apply the triangle rule, that is RA square is equal to R square plus, see here, this is the perpendicular, that similar to here, similar to this perpendicular, that means it is R and this angle is phi, so that would be R cos phi, and that would be PM would be R sin phi. So I am just writing here that R sin phi, this is R sin phi. Are you getting my point? So this is R sin phi, and this is RA. We can apply the triangle rule, that is R square plus R square, capital R is the pitch circle radius of gear, R square sin square phi minus 2R R sin phi multiply cos 90 plus phi. Yes or no? Are you getting my point? So you just have to simplify this R square plus R square sin square phi, and we all know that cos 90 plus phi is equal to minus sin phi. See, this is minus sin phi, minus and minus will get plus. Okay, so that will be 2R sin square phi. It will become sin square phi. Now we just have to take common small r square. I am just taking common r square. So it would be 1 plus r square upon small r square, and it would be sin square phi plus 2 r upon small r sin square phi. Again I can take one more thing common, that is sin square phi. And we all know that gear ratio, you all know that gear ratio is what? Gear ratio is denoted as G, and G is equal to capital T upon small t, that is the teeth of the pinion, teeth on the gear as upon the teeth on the pinion, that is always greater than 1. And so we can write, since the modules for the mating gears are same, so we can get the capital R upon small r. So I am just replacing capital R upon small r value by G, and I am taking the common sin square phi also. So I am writing the next step, that is very important, 1 plus, that is G square, and that is G. We can take the common G. Okay. Now here what is remaining? G plus 2, and I am taking sin square phi as common. So this is just the simplification. You can see carefully how I get these equations. Okay, this is just when you take the common. Now see here, this is R a square addendum circle radius for pinion. Okay, now if I say what is the addendum? Addendum means RA minus R. We all know that the distance between the radius of the addendum circle and the radius of the pitch circle, that is the addendum. Okay, so addendum, I can write addendum as mt by 2, but before we replace addendum value by mt by 2, we just have to put the value of Ra from these equations. So what you will get, and just simplify this equation. One more steps that I am going to add here, that Ra is equal to R under root of 1 plus G plus 2 sin square phi. Okay, are you getting my point? Now put the value in the addendum, that is Ra minus R, and what is the value of R? That is R under root of 1 plus G plus 2 sin square phi. Now see, minus R. Okay, now I can take the common, and finally I will get the addendum value, that is R root of 1 plus G into G plus 2. You must have to learn the formula directly, no need to learn the derivation. This is just for understanding how can we get the value of minimum number of teeth. Okay, so we are just close to result, and that is minus 1. Okay, because I already take common R, radius of the pitch circle of the pinion. Now you all know that the addendum is nothing but the m into a, where m is the module and a is the fractional addendum of 1 mm module in order to avoid interference, and we are talking about the pinion, so I just writing here AP. Now just to put the value of addendum, that is small r, and that is 1 plus G into G plus 2 sin square phi minus 1, and we all know that R is equal to mt by 2, and mt, t, we are talking about the minimum number of teeth. Okay, so just to put the value of radius, that is mt minimum by 2, and that is MAP. Okay, and that is under root in a bracket 1 plus G into G plus 2 sin square phi minus 1. Minus 1 will not be considered in under root. Okay, so there will be cancel out module, and finally you will get the value of T minimum. T minimum you will get, that is 2 AP fractional addendum 2 AP upon that would be completely root of 1 plus g into g plus 2 sine square phi minus 1. That is the value of t minimum. This is the equations you must have to remember. This is the formula in order to finding out the minimum number of teeth on the pinion in order to avoid interference. We will use this formula directly when we solve some questions on the minimum number of teeth. Now this is the calculations for the teeth, and now I am just doing the calculations for the gear. Okay, it is having the same procedure, so I am just writing the result that you get at the same procedure, following the same procedures. So T minimum would be capital T. I am denoting capital T. T minimum on the gear, that would be 2 AG upon under root of, in a bracket, under root of 1 plus 1 upon G, 1 upon G plus 2 sine square phi minus 1. Are you getting my point? This is the minimum number of teeth on the gear in order to avoid interference. So this is the second formula for gears. You must have to learn this directly. See the difference between this formula and this formula. There is a G here G is replaced with 1 upon G, okay, and AP is replaced with AG. We have studied that involute gear profile. In the last video, I already let you know involute gear profile, in which we have studied three types of involute profiles. The first is involute profile gear system. The first is full depth involute, and the second is 20-degree stub. Okay, so this is basically the gear profile system. So if in the question it is given that there is a full depth involute profile of the gear, okay, full depth involute profile of the pinion. Full depth involute means we have studied that the full depth. Here I am going to write that. You can write here note. In the note you can write that for full depth involute, what will be the value of AP and AG for full depth involute? Full depth involute, you can put the value of AP and AG. AP is equal to AG is equal to 1. That is for full depth involute profile. It is possible, there may be possibility that he is not given in the question the value of AP and AG, okay, but if it is given in the question that full depth involute profile system, that means it is understood that you have to put the value of AP and AG is equal to 1. Otherwise he will give you the value of AP and AG. If it is not equal to 1, that means other than profile, there is another profile other than full depth involute, then he will give you. If the AP and AG is less than 1, in case of 20-degree stub involute, he will give you the value of AP and AG. But if it is not given in the questions that what is the value of fractional random for pinion and the gear, and it is given that it is a full depth involute, that means you have to understood that AP and AG is equal to 1. Okay, I hope you are going to understand how can we calculate the minimum number of teeth in order to avoid interference. In the next video we will discuss minimum number of teeth.